This character has plagued the tier list to the point where you think it's the only way to generate massive amounts of AP. But what if I told you that there was another option for you out there? What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about something that you can set up that I think you will have a lot of fun with. It's going to be one of the best things that you can do, and it's going to allow you to use this setup, if you follow along, basically to AP dump any DPS character that ever comes out in Chaos Zero Nightmare, from what I can see. This card right here, this season's Forbidden Eternal Hunger, allows you to make a crazy AP battery team. And the way that this is going to work is we're going to be doing a couple of things, but most importantly, it's going to be associated with everyone's favorite 4-star in the form of Nia. Now, Nia takes a bad rap, right? Hard to get through chaos, hard to build a good deck with. And in another future video, I think I'm going to be updating like the Sleepy Time series, which if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, go check those ones out, where it's just me doing some full clears of chaos. A lot of the times I'm not even talking, and it's strictly just gameplay for you to fall asleep, but it's like a nice little chaos run so you can see how we get through the content. But what are we talking about today when it comes to Nia in the Forbidden Eternal Hunger? Now, this thing looks very interesting or bad on first read, or maybe just confusing for you. So what does this card do? So it's a 0-cost skill that when you cast it, literally doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It has no effect. There's no text box as far as when you use it, but it has the retain and exhaust abilities, and most importantly, the attunement ability. So this has retain, so it's not going to get shuffled back into the deck. It's not going to go to the discard pile. It will sit in your hand until you decide that you either want to get rid of it by playing it or discarding it from another card effect. It also has exhaust, which means when it's used, it moves to the exhaust pile. Exhaust does not mean when it's moved from your hand from another card. You have to literally play the card. You can utilize this with other effects like discarding cards, shuffling cards, and it won't get exhausted. And then most importantly, the attunement effect is what happens when the card is drawn. In this case, when we draw this card, it gives you an additional card draw and 1 AP. Now, how do we abuse this? Very simply by drawing cards, but most importantly by being able to put it back on top of the deck with cards like Adagio. Now, Adagio is an insane card for Nia, but the new Forbidden card that we just talked about makes Adagio absolutely broken. Now, Adagio draws you a card, and then it discards a card, but the card you discarded gets moved back to the top of the deck. And there's two big epiphanies that you want to look for when you're trying to really break this card open. Now, when you're looking at Adagio, there's two versions that you can use. The main one and the best one for this interaction is going to be the Adagio that actually creates a new Adagio with exhaust as the epiphany. This is going to allow you to use your normal Adagio, draw a card, put the Forbidden card back on top of the deck. It's going to generate an additional Adagio that you can then draw the Forbidden card, which will proc its effect, and then put the Forbidden card back on top of the deck once again. So it's going to generate AP for you guaranteed just off of you drawing one version of Adagio. And then obviously if you get a Divine Blessing on this version of Adagio that allows you to generate more AP, you're going to be generating additional AP off of that. And this version of Adagio only requires you to have one of the Forbidden cards in your deck. However, you can make this go even more insane if you have a second copy of the Forbidden card in your deck with like another character, such as like a support like Veronica, etc. And you could also choose to use this version of Adagio that draws 2 and then discards 2. With 2 versions of the Forbidden card, you can draw 2 cards with this Adagio and then put both of those Forbidden cards back on top of your deck. The downside of using this version of Adagio, though, is that you are going to need to have another card in your hand, whether it's another Adagio or a card that draws cards from the other support character in your party to then draw the Forbidden cards off the top of your deck. The upside being, though, that you're going to be drawing 2 of the Forbidden cards every time you chain this Adagio with another card draw card, even if that only draws one card, because the forbidden card is going to chain into the other forbidden card on the top of your deck. You're going to have one copy of the forbidden card in the Nia deck, and then you can also have another copy of the forbidden card in someone else's deck. So you could use like a Veronica with the forbidden card as well. This is going to give you consistency, and it also allows you to open up and abuse the very important super OP epiphany of Adagio that draws 2 and discards 2. So if you have 2 copies of the forbidden card, you can draw 2 cards. You'll put the 2 copies of the forbidden card back on top of the deck. And then the next time you draw with something, whether it's going to be another version of this Adagio, draw with Veronica cards, draw with someone else's cards, draw with Ray, draw with whoever, you're going to be able to draw those cards and they will all chain off of each other, because the forbidden card, when it draws, triggers the attunement to draw another card, which will draw the other Eternal Hunger, which will then trigger that attunement to draw another card, and it will both make AP for you. So there's 2 very important things that you can do here. Like we talked about, it's these 2 Adagios. Now, the one I have here saved for you is just with the worst Adagio. This is just the base Adagio. It's draw 1, discard 1, and then this one gives a morale and +1 AP. This isn't a true epiphany. This is the base version of Adagio. But you can see that if you get like a divine epiphanied Adagio, or an Adagio that actually is duplicating itself and it has an AP on it, you can get to even more ludicrous amounts of AP. To copy this Adagio, you could literally just have the awesome, super great, super fantastic, that's amazing, normal epiphany that just duplicates the Adagio, and you'd have the same exact effect that you'll see when we're gonna go generate as much AP as possible. Because you'll draw the forbidden card, put it back, it'll duplicate the Adagio, draw a card, put it back, and you're gonna be drawing the forbidden card, which would then draw you another card and give you more AP. Do you have to use this with anything special? Absolutely not. I like to pair it up with Veronica though. And I know Veronica Nia Maylin's already kind of a deck and doesn't need a ton of AP, but this combo is gonna help you and be usable with Nia plus anyone else who draws cards in the future, with basically any DPS that wants to dump AP to do a bunch of damage. Technically, if you were looking for a way to just drop a million Haru anchors if you wanted to, you could run this combo with the Forbidden Eternal Hunger, make a ton of AP, and then just chain cast as many Forbidden Anchors as you wanted to off of your Haru, and just keep anchor shotting as many times you could, especially if the one with the retrieve. I don't know, we already did Hyperspace Dimension Twilight already, but let's just go in here and just, I'm gonna swap these 2 teams. I'm not here to beat it. I just want to make as much AP as I can. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna load that team up. We're gonna make sure that we have the stuff we need. We do, that's cool. Cassius with that 78,000 deck, dude. Wow, what's he doing? And I love this. I think this is going to be a great thing. Now, if you're looking for something to do out there, this is something that you can apply your time to. Is it necessary? I don't know. But if you're looking for, I need a way to make AP, this is going to be the answer for you. So we're just going to drop some stuff here. We'll just do that. And we're going to, oh, we already off the bat have one of them. I'm going to pop this. We're going to get rid of these. And we're not trying to kill it. We're just trying to see how far we can get as far as AP generation. So we spent 1 already. Let's repose. Let's draw some cards. Drew 1. All right, let's spend 1. So we've spent 2 already. Pretty cool. And we still have 2 left. We can Nia's Curiosity. See if we can find anything cool. Oh, we have a Confiscation. Let's go ahead, pop this off. It's going to be another AP, Sir Kowalski. See if you can draw some Adagios here. There's an Adagio. We'll draw that. Go in here. We'll put this back down there. Cool. Let's spend this. That's 4 AP we've spent. Confiscate, draw. Oh wow, look, it's back. So we've made 8 AP already, and this hasn't even really been that great. And the only cards left in our deck is the other Adagio in G chord. We kind of filtered through basically everything we wanted, which that's kind of cool. You know, I don't hate it. That's pretty neat, you know? And this is with a bad version of Adagio. Isn't that wild? So let's go back here. We're at 3. Adagio. We'll draw. Put it back. Yeah, I know that Adagio has the blessing on it to make an AP, but like I said before, if we had just the normal Epiphany version of Adagio, we'd have another Adagio in our hand right now that we would just play. And guess what card it would draw? It would draw this, which would trigger another card draw and another AP. So it's basically practically the same thing. So we're just going to confiscate here, get an AP, generate yet another AP. All right, we like that. Let's G chord. Let's find something to play. We use an AP. Hey man, do we need AP or let's just make AP, dude. Let's just confiscate again. Why not? Let's play with the Nia's Curiosity, dude. Let's get it up there. Let's get some cards out of the deck. Throw them in here. Punch this guy a couple times. You know what? We don't hate that. Let's repose. Let's draw some cards. Hey man, that's pretty cool, dude. Let's do it again, bud. Let's just punch this guy again. We'll draw some more cards. Wow, look at you go. Let's Sir Kowalski again. Draw some more cards. Let's Adagio. That guy's not having it. My deck is empty. Great. And as you can see, yeah, the only card left is the Forbidden Eternal Hunger. And if we had just the base version of Adagio with that correct Epiphany instead of this wonky one, we'd have another Adagio to then go again. And it's really not that hard to pull off. Just start running Nia when you're bored or you want to do something in sort of the chaos mode out there, and look for the Forbidden Eternal Hunger. This will make or break a Nia deck. 1,000%. You don't even need 2 of them, because if you watched my playthrough, the second one is literally only viable or necessary if you're using the Epiphany of Adagio that's draw 2, discard 2. The best version of it is the draw 1, discard 1, and then it will create an exhaust version of Adagio for you to then draw 1, discard 1 again. This is going to get you 2 procs of the forbidden card without you needing to actually have 2 forbidden cards in your hand. So if you want to put that together, that's literally all you really need to do. Is you have the 2 Adagios. If you can get some bonus divine blessings on them, cool. If you want to get the confiscation to blind blessing on that as well, super cool. But at the end of the day, you really just need an Eternal Hunger and then the draw 1, discard 1 Adagio that duplicates itself. That is what I would aim for if you were to ask me what's the best base version of that deck. Aim for that, and you will be a very happy camper out there. Hopefully, if you are looking for a way to generate crap tons of AP, I can point you to Nia, and you can utilize this now, and hopefully far into the future, keep that save data there once you get it. Don't let it go away. That forbidden card is busted biscuits on this character.